Gems should never be thought as a gamble. The uneducated consumer will always lose. This is a basic rule of thumb. The best way to take the gamble out of buying a particular gem is to familiarize yourself with the gem. While the average consumer can't hope to make the same precise judgments as a qualified gemologist, whose scientific training and wealth of practical experience provide a far greater database from which to operate, the consumer can learn to judge a stone as a quote-unquote total personality and learn what the critical factors are: color, clarity, also referred to in the trade as perfection, cut, brilliance, and weight, and how to balance them in judging the gem's value. Learning about these factors and spending time in the marketplace looking, listening, and asking questions before making the purchase will prepare you to be a wise buyer, more likely to get what you really want at a fair price. Try to learn as much as you can about the gem you want to buy. Examine stones owned by your family and friends and compare stones at several different jewelry stores, noting the differences in shades of color, brilliance, and cut. Go to a good established jewelry store and ask to see the fine stones. If the prices vary, ask them why. Let the jeweler point out the differences in color, cut, or brilliance, and if he can't, go to another jeweler with greater expertise. Begin to develop an eye for what constitutes a fine stone by looking, listening, and asking good questions. Here are 5 key questions to ask yourself initially before you consider buying any stone. Number 1, is the color what you desire? Number 2, is the shape what you want? Number 3, does it have liveliness or quote-unquote zip? Number 4, do you like it and feel excited by it? Number 5, can you afford it? If the answer is yes to all 5 questions, you are ready to examine the specific stone more carefully. The 6 key steps to examining a stone. Whenever possible, examine stones unmounted. They can be examined more thoroughly out of their settings, and defects cannot be hidden by mounting the side of the stones. Number 2, make sure the gem is clean. If you're buying a stone from a retail jeweler, ask that it be cleaned for you. If you are not in a place where it can be cleaned professionally, breathe on the stone in a huffing manner in order to steam it with your breath, and then wipe it clean with a handkerchief. This will at least remove a superficial film or grease. Number 3, hold the unmounted stone so that your fingers touch only the girdle, the edge where the top and the bottom meet. Putting your fingers on the top or the bottom will leave traces of oil, which will affect the color and brilliance. The careful use of tweezers instead of fingers is recommended only if you feel comfortable using them. Make sure you know how to use them and get permission of the owner before picking up a stone. It is easy for the stone to pop out of the tweezers and become damaged or lost, and you could be held responsible. Number 4, view the gem under the proper lighting. Many jewelers use numerous spotlights, usually recessed and drop ceilings. Some use special spotlights so that any gemstone, even glass imitations, look fantastic. Fluorescent lights are what professionals use for grading, but they may adversely affect the appearance of some gems. Diamonds will not show as much fire under fluorescent lighting, and some colored gems, such as rubies, look much better under incandescent lights. We recommend looking at stones in several types of light. The light source should come from above you or behind you, shining down through the stone, so the light traveling through the stone is reflected back into your eye. Number 5, rotate the stone in order to view it from different angles. Number 6, if you are using a loupe, focus it both on the surface and into the interior. To focus into the interior, shift the stone slowly, raising or lowering it until you focus clearly on the depths within the stone. This is important because if you focus on the top only, you won't see what is in the interior of the stone. This is Jessica of Jessica's Jewels, reading from Jewelry and Gems, the Buying Guide. Thank you for listening.